What up, everybody? It's your boy Heems, and guys, we are back with another video. This is the ultimate what? Sorry, think about WWF don't, but this is the final episode review for Dragon Ball Daima episode 20. Spoilers, all that, full disclaimer going forward, but immediately it goes right into the part of Goku transforming him, or already transformed, grabbing onto the cliff, standing up. He's on like his little solo little peak, and you see him like immediately power up. The animation for that is nice. You see a freaking Goma like towering over him with that like pose at him, and he immediately clocks the crap out of Goma. His was so hard that it freaking split everything around. And at one point, it was like for a couple of moments, you could see where going. It was like blow to blow, but then you could see where predominantly Goku was handling that fight. But then it kept shifting again, and it was like that back to back, and even like the blasting. It almost referenced at one point in time, like with Goma, equivalent to Dragon Ball GT. To anybody if you remember that, when baby and Goku were like blasting off and just blasting at each other. And then at one point, you see Goku do the full power up, like full power Super Saiyan 4, shoots the Kameo wave, and so much power to a point that it actually crashed into or opened up all three of the demon worlds or demon realms. And you see water pouring through, you see Goma's stomach open up. And I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, as much as this would be cool, or as you would think I'm like, it's not. And literally, then at one point, Piccolo goes right behind. He hits him twice. Goma catches him off guard. Then after that, he activates the eye again. Then he starts to regenerate in front of everybody. And then you see this like silhouette, this like evil smile, like just there. But then a crazy twist, Majin Ku comes over because Arnisu, she was looking through the book. There's gotta be something. He takes the book, cracks him 3 times over the head with the damn book, and knocked the eye out, which then caused him to power down. And they took the eye, and then Glorio stomped on the eye. And it was funny, he popped that thing like it was a zin, and you just see it like just sprinkle off, and then it disappeared. And then after that, it cuts to them, Arnisu, Neva, and everybody else like around. And they pretty much imprison both Degasu and Goma into almost like similar to like the evil containment wave, because like literally it did the same swirl in action before it went to the bottle. And it was funny because it was given punishment for 100 years, but then like, Piccolo's like, but wait a minute, they didn't do anything to Dende. Let's make it 99, like just a cap. And so they trap him in there. It's like, oh, don't worry, it's a garden, it's video games, it's, as if you guys would be okay. Then it cuts to them prepping to leave and everything. And it cuts to Goku and Vegeta talking, and Vegeta pretty much was like, as if I could have beat him, as if I pretty much had him. And, he's like, wow, you still feel like that? And he was like, you had that form the entire time, like as if. And the way Goku said, he was like, well, I haven't had it. Basically, it was, and I'm butchering it, I'm paraphrasing, I'm George Bushing this one, but it was basically something towards the effect of like, well, I haven't had a chance to really test, so I didn't know how this would turn out. So it was almost, to me, it was implied to as if to say he basically had that form the entire time, because he said he was like, well, after Majin Buu, I trained really hard, didn't know if it was going to work. And it was implied, I was like, so wait, did he already have it the whole time? Did Neva just simply boost his power up or give him his stamina back or like revive him? Or did he either it wasn't quite complete and maybe Neva helped like pretty much like unlock his potential and pretty much helped him to access it much more easily than he did before. But I don't know, it just seemed like with Goku, because even though there's flaws to the Super Saiyan 3 form, he still had the ability to access it. So I don't know, my head is kind of, I'm 2 ways with it. I'm gonna assume either he already had it, he just never had enough practice to do it, maybe he just discovered it, or never actually, or he never had much to discover it, or maybe he already had it and just, Just never found the perfect occasion. But I don't know. He just seemed like my either or was kind of messed up. But like either he had it, and either he needed Neva to like fully reawaken it, or Neva pretty much gave that to him from scratch. That's my only two theories. Sorry about that one. It was funny seeing him then go to Vegeta, and I don't know. I wonder sometimes like because Kira Toriyama, he seemed like he was very versatile at the time. Like he wasn't the type of guy like he stayed up to date on a lot of stuff. He kept up with the time, and some people say of course he was forgetful, but I had a funny thought though, because then after that, in that continuing conversation with Vegeta, he was Goku and Vegeta. He was like, "But you accomplished Super Saiyan 3," and he was like, well, technically, I got Ultra Vegeta, Ultra Vegeta 1." And I'm like, did he take that from the TFS abridged? Because you remember, it's a part of there where Vegeta. This is during the Cell arc, and he's like, "I'm gonna rise to the challenge and become beyond a Super Saiyan." And then TM is like, "So what? Maximum Super Saiyan." Ultra, and then he's like, F off Cyclops, and he dives off. To anybody that watched TFS, if you know what I'm talking about, that's kind of where I kind of thought maybe he picked up that trope from. I don't know. You pretty much see everybody wrapping up. You see Majin Ku. He actually sits there, and now he's Demon King. Originally, it was Arnisu. She was going to do it. But then it was like, well, the only way it can work is the only person that can do it is the one that actually beat the Demon King. So Majin Ku's the one that had it. Then so he's like, oh, I guess it'll be me. And then as soon as he said it, it popped on the freaking cloth. And then he pretty much appoints Majin Du as his minister. I think like her as his advisor or something like that. I know I'm butchering it. But it was a few different positions that he had everybody in. And then you see them all getting ready to leave. And I don't know, it was like hearing the music, thinking about like with everything that happened, like Akira Toriyama, it was that kind of that's happy, sad farewell in a sense. Like I guess just a closure to the series, but then it's like you don't want it to end, parting ways from friends. And I really like how they emphasize a lot of Piccolo, because I didn't even know that until I started reading up between like on Instagram and other social media platforms. Akira Toriyama's favorite character, surprisingly, was Piccolo. And when I first read the final, or at least the 103 chapter, I didn't pay attention to that. But then, like, I don't know, it hit me a little bit more emotionally when I watched it. Because when you see that scene when Piccolo kind of waved away, that was pretty much Akira Toriyama, almost like, or at least the way we all looked at it, is like that's him saying goodbye. But to see even at the end, like, Piccolo having that talk, and then they're talking with Dende, they're talking with Neva to see if like maybe they can do something, but basically trying to see if maybe they can actually get some damage to come over to where the demon world is, which, by the way, because of that Kamea blast, it actually did something to the pressure and the oxygen to where now it's easy accessible for everybody to fly in and out between the worlds. Lastly, it cuts to the part where they go to the store. Goku basically wanted to go back and get those recovery bugs. And I don't know, I was hoping we would have got like a fusion of some sort. I was really hoping for that. And I was even hoping, honestly, like maybe, I don't know, Neville would have touched Vegeta and gave him the same potential. But then now, looking at it in hindsight, if it was alluded that Goku technically had it, would that have really made that much of a difference for Vegeta, except maybe give him a power boost? But anyway, the fusion bugs, all that, they got the revived bugs. Bulma, I like what they did with her. It was a touch of into Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, because she was always obsessed with looking younger. So they actually had a certain set of bugs that will de-age her for like about 10 years. Then the final part was when they go to this last bowl and there's like a little brush in there. But when it was dusted off, it showed the oculus, the Territon oculus, the eyeball that Goma was using to get all this power. Well, apparently that was one of 3 that was in that store that she had sold. And that's been the one that's been going around. So I don't know how long the store owner was there and either when or if all that happened, but clearly either she or the store owners was around long enough for that to have been sold the first time to be the legendary eye of what it was. But basically saying in a nutshell, it's more than one. And then it closes out, then you see the end. But all in all, Because when I first went into the series, and I know like as far as a Dragon Ball fan, because I was like in the beginning, I was like definitely got to see it. I definitely got it. But then it was like the first episode, I was like, you know what? First episode I watched, you know how like sometimes it starts off a bit slow for me. It was like I just got to that part where like they turn the kids, and I was like something told me to kind of wait a bit. And a few episodes it was just just more character development because you're getting to know like Glorio and everybody else, getting used to the demon world, but basically that overall adventure. But then it just continued. Each episode just kept getting better and better, and all the way towards the end. And like honestly, for Akira Toriyama to do what he did and to create it, what he did, I am truly happy, and it was an honor as a Dragon Ball fan. Like since wow, like even like maybe 8 to 9 years old, to see it conclude the way that it did through his hands was absolutely amazing. It was definitely for me a huge like fan service, but now we can say for sure canon is canon Super Saiyan 4. We always wanted it. We always liked it. I've seen some debates online, and let me know in the comments, guys, because I want to stir up more stuff or just your all overall thoughts. But some people honestly still prefer the original Dragon Ball GT's version. I like it for what it was, but honestly, I like Daima's version more. And that's because of just like, it was just all that, first of all, it was the all consistent red, and then it's what it symbolized to me. It was symbolizing that peak of that window of Super Saiyan God. I saw some other stuff where people was posting, like even like that theory of maybe that was the vision that, Beerus had because it was that red aura with the tail. Was that originally what he was looking for, or did that become something else? Like, to anybody out there, please answer that, or your thoughts, or have your input on what you thought or what you believe that meant, or the dream, or if both those forms correlate with Super. It's a term they say retcon or retcon, and that's basically where now like the more stuff that comes in, it just kind of throws everything off. Because my question now with everything is, how is this going to affect Super? And just as far as the rest of the comics, at least as far as in my head, or maybe even some of your guys' head, if you thought about it, you felt it. But it was like, how do you explain this now? Like, as if, because Vegeta never used Super Saiyan 3. Did he just simply thought it was useless? Goku had Super Saiyan 4 the entire time. Why didn't he use that against Beerus? Or maybe he still didn't tap. I even thought towards the end, maybe they were going to do this thing to kind of help, I guess, tie the gap, or at least make it make sense for all of us, like, or at least for me. Like maybe they're going to get their memories wiped, or something's going to happen that's going to throw all this off, or maybe those forms was I don't know. I'm just shooting all over the place. No Diddy. But it was like, but ultimately though, it is what it is. Like it's canon, is there. And I think it's just like they say, you can sit here and like spin your head on it and really try to put all these theories together, but it's just enjoying the ride. And that was one thing that people always mention, and I saw that too, was like Akira Toriyama had a habit sometimes of forgetting little plots, little pieces that he himself had made. And so it's like, it just kind of throws certain things off. But overall, like, I'm still happy with everything the way it turned out. I like the fact that they finally made Super Saiyan 4 canon. I love the fact that they made Vegeta finally hit Super Saiyan 3, or, I'm sorry, according to him, Ultra 1. I was glad to see even like Piccolo and everybody else kind of shine to some degree, or at least participate a little bit, just to see the interaction with all the new characters, the fight scenes, the animations. Everything was absolutely top tier. I definitely give that entire series a 10 out of 10. If you have not, or if you're not even a Dragon Ball fan and you're just looking for something to watch, I would strongly recommend to all my Dragon Ball fans out there, you definitely got to sit down and watch this. Going forward, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Super. I had saw that they had posted chapter 104. Somebody on X mentioned that that's just simply like a quick tie-in. I've heard of the rumors that supposedly that's supposed to basically that Super is still ongoing. But I'm going to read it, and I guess it'll tell me at the end anyway, because usually it'll say like next chapter or whatever. So we'll all find out. I really hope after this, because there was another article I read where they said like, asked the question, but it was like really generalized, as if will this pretty much be the end of Dragon Ball, or like, but it was pretty much, emphasized that no, Dragon Ball is going to be around for a long time. And I'm assuming that also means just already what we've already had to Super, and we have Toyotoro, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, who's supposed to be taking over his legacy, and taking over his project, his work. I'm really hoping to see what they do. I definitely want them to close up the chapter for Frieza Black. I feel like Super could still go a few places, but we'll see, or if they just go into another arc, or if they reboot, or even, I don't know, even do GT all over again, with everything included now. Like they say, the sky's the limit. But to everybody, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you want to see more of these, please let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. The stuff we were just talking about in between of like how it's going to affect, the series or Super, if Goku really had all those and more. I want to know what you guys actually thought for yourselves as you watched it. And honestly, I just wanted to put this out there too. I had a thought of doing anime reactions, and I've seen some channels that are just really successful with it, and I've seen some channels who are actually in the process of being successful, but sometimes they run into the little mishaps with pretty much like stuff like with copyright issues. And if I do start to do anime reactions, I would like to do a separate channel away from all of what I do. Because like I've established this channel for at least now over 8 years, and if possible, I would like to hold on to it as much as I can. But I wouldn't mind also too, like watching the animations and reacting with you guys, and seeing where we can go with it and see how far we can do with it. So to anybody out there, if you want to see that also, please let me know in the comments. Best case scenario, I'll try to do it on YouTube. Worst case scenario, I may even just go out of my way and just go ahead and get a Patreon, and maybe even make it something like to where, like, to anybody out there, if you want to see stuff regularly or us doing reactions, maybe like 99 cents or something like that per subscription, so we can all watch it together. And then in that case, I could watch either in its full format, or at the very least, it won't be any cuts or unnecessary amount of cuts and edits. It's pretty much just raw right there. So all that and more, guys, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you. I love you. Stay tuned for more content. Peace till the next video and stream.